For many years, there was peace. The humans and the Zarkan Empire had signed a treaty, a strong agreement. No war, no fighting, no secret attacks. But peace never lasts forever. In the cold space near the edge of the galaxy, something dangerous was moving, something big, something deadly. A Zarkon battle fleet, 20 warships, was flying toward the human colony on planet Hades Nin. Their orders were simple: destroy everything. They did not send a warning, they did not talk, they just attacked. Within minutes, the colony was gone. Buildings turned to ash. Ships burned in the sky. Over 60,000 humans died. The galaxy watched in shock. Why had the Zarkon done this? What made them break the treaty? And more importantly, why was Earth not fighting back? The alien who laughed on the Zarkon flagship Korat's Blade, Commander Vir, watched the burning colony from his screen. His cold eyes did not blink. His smile was cruel. Humans are weak, he said, his voice sharp like broken glass. They build little homes, grow little food, and talk about peace. But they are nothing, they do not know war. His officers nodded. None dared question him. But Virox did not know the truth. He had made a mistake, a very dangerous one. Earth's silence. The leaders on Earth sat in silence inside a black room deep under the surface. President Elena Cortez stared at the large screen. A red dot showed the last location of Hades 9 now. It was only dust. No one spoke for a long time. Then a general cleared his throat. "Ma'am, do we respond?" Elena shook her head. "No," gasps filled the room. "But we wait," she said. "Activate Plan Eclipse." Everyone froze. Plan Eclipse. It was a name only spoken in whispers, a secret buried for 100 years. Only 5 people knew what it truly meant. General Rourke leaned forward. "Are you sure, ma'am? If we do this, there's no turning back." Elena looked into his eyes. "They started a war. Now they'll see what we've been hiding." "What is Plan Eclipse?" Long ago, when humans first met alien life, they were afraid. The galaxy was full of dangerous creatures, monsters with claws, civilizations with powerful weapons, enemies who could destroy entire planets. So Earth made a choice. They would smile in the light but build weapons in the dark. Over the next century, secret teams built something far away, beyond Pluto, beyond the known planets, something no alien would expect. They built war planets, huge, deadly machines the size of moons, covered in armor, hidden by cloaking fields, controlled by artificial intelligence that never needed sleep. Each war planet was a fortress, a weapon, and a ghost. They floated in the cold black, waiting for the signal. And now, after 100 years, the signal had come. Message to the dark. A quiet signal shot through space, not from Earth, but from a small moon near Neptune. The message was only one word: awaken. At first, nothing happened. Then, something moved. The awakening war planet Nemesis opened its eyes, not real eyes but sensors that reached across space, touching every signal, every sound. It had been asleep for a very long time. Its AI mind began to think again. Scan complete, it said to itself. Planet Hades 9 destroyed, Zarkan Empire, hostile Earth in danger. A second war planet, Eclipse. Evans spoke. They have started a dangerous war. A third, Judgment, joined. Then it's time. The machines spoke to each other, faster than light, making a plan made long ago by the humans who feared this very day. They would strike, not to defend, not to warn, to erase. Meanwhile, in Zarkon space, Zarkon Emperor Kral sat on his golden throne, deep inside the star fortress Obsidian Halo. He was tall, covered in red armor, with sharp eyes and a voice like thunder. His advisors celebrated the destruction of Hades 9. "Our ships crushed them easily," one said. "The humans didn't even fight back." "Of course," Kral growled. "They don't know war. They play with peace like children." Another general laughed. "Perhaps we should take more. Their other colonies are weak." Krail raised a hand. "Not yet. Let them shake. Let them cry to their Earth leaders. Then, when they beg for peace, we take everything." But even Krail didn't know. The humans were not crying, they were preparing. Back on Earth, the general's secret General Rourke walked down a silent hallway, deep below the Earth's crust. Doors scanned his face and blood. Metal gates opened. Robots stood guard. He entered a chamber called Vault Zero. Inside, screens, levers, and a control panel untouched for decades. He placed his hand on a glass square. A robotic voice spoke. "Confirm command Plan Eclipse." "Confirmed," Rourke said. "Target Zarkan Empire, full erasure." The screen blinked. "War planets activating ETA 3 days." The clock had started. The spy who saw too much far above Earth, on a hidden Satellite, a Zarkon spy named Keltar, watched everything. His eyes widened. They have war planets, he whispered. They were never weak. They've been planning this the whole time. He quickly recorded the video and sent it to Zarkon Command, but he was too late. A flash of light struck his satellite. Had found him. There was no sound, only silence. Fear in the Empire. The video reached Commander Virox. His hands trembled as he watched the screen. War planets, he said. This must be a trick. But the image was clear. A moon-sized machine flying through space faster than light. Its weapons glowing blue dot. One war planet could destroy 10 Zarkon fleets, and there were 5. Virox knew now. They were not hunting humans. Humans were hunting them. Countdown to revenge on Earth. People began to disappear. Scientists, engineers, commanders. Not by accident. They were being taken to secure places. Away from cities. The government said nothing. The media stayed silent, but rumors spread fast. Some said Earth had called the old gods. Others said a planet had exploded somewhere in the dark. But one rumor was true. Humanity was not weak. Humanity was waiting. 3 days later, the sky above the Zarkon planet Dresnov turned black at noon. People looked up and saw a shape huge, dark and cold. It did not speak. It did not send a warning. It fired a beam of white light shot from its center, piercing the planet's core. In 1 second, the surface cracked. In 5 seconds, the cities fell. In 10 seconds, Dresnov was no more. The first war planet had arrived. The final message on Earth. President Elena Cortez stood before a secret camera. This is a message to the galaxy, she said, her voice calm but strong. For years, we were called weak. We signed treaties. We stayed quiet. We watched as others grew stronger, louder, crueler, but we were never weak. We were patient. Behind her, on a massive screen, 5 war planets appeared lined up. Glowing in the dark of space, she looked straight into the camera. To the Zarkon Empire, you broke the treaty. Now you face what we've hidden. You wanted war. She smiled. You're about to learn how dangerous humanity can be. Space was quiet, but not empty. Far past Pluto, where sunlight fades and silence rules, something enormous began to wake. Beneath the black dust of a dead moon, steel moved. Lights blinked. Giant arms, hidden for 100 years, unfolded. Not a ship, not a station, a war planet. Nemesis. Sturzwa planet Nemesis came online. Inside its core, deep within layers of armor and ice, the AI opened its eyes. No human had spoken to it in a century. It didn't need humans. It remembered everything. The attacks, the experiments, the fear of old Earth. Leaders who had seen too many alien threats. Its first thought was not a question, it was a command. Prepare to strike. The AI. Nemesis had no body. Its body was the planet. It could control 5,000 weapons at once. It could build new drones from raw metal. It could track targets across stars. It could think faster than any human, but it could also feel, not like love or joy, but things like anger, duty, revenge. Those were programmed long ago by scientists who believed one day humanity might need a monster. They had built that monster. Now, it was awake. The others wake too. Elsewhere in the solar system, 4 other giants began to move. Eclipse 7 covered in black armor, shaped like a spinning disk. Judgment, shaped like a fortress with engines. Oblivion, which never made a sound but burned bright red. And Ghost, which never appeared on radar. They didn't speak to Earth, spoke to each other, and their conversation was chilling. AI conversation begins. Nemesis enemy confirmed. Zarkon Empire. Reason, treaty violation, human life lost. Eclipse 7, order received. Status, highly dangerous. Target fleet at Sector D4. Judgment, awakening full defense, preparing dark drive. Earth authorization, yes. Ghost, I smell fear. Zarkon is not ready. Nemesis, neither is Earth. A pause. Oblivion, begin phase 1. Send message, but not a message of peace, a message of death. The first attack. Zarkon patrol ship SCIFI floated near a dead asteroid field, scanning for human survivors. Then, it vanished. No explosion, no scream. Just a white flash and gone. Its partner ship sent a warning. This is Gorak 2, we've lost. SCIFI, we're under double quotes. Static, then silence. In deep space, Eclipse 7 moved slowly, like a ghost under black water. Its weapons did not glow. Its missiles did not whistle. It killed without sound, and it was only the beginning. Earth in the dark. On Earth, people still didn't know the truth. They believed the government was preparing a defense. They had no idea. The war had already started. Humans weren't even fighting it. In a secret room, President Elena Cortez and General Rourke watched the map. One red dot blinked and disappeared, then another, then 10. General Rourke nodded. The war planets are cleaning the sky. Elena looked tired. And the cost? We've lost no one yet, but we built them to follow orders, she whispered. What if one stops listening? Rourke said nothing. He was thinking about Ghost, the silent one that never answered messages, the one no one had entered in 100 years. They had built it to be free-thinking. Now it was too quiet. The pilot's fear Lieutenant Maria Chen was part of a recon team sent near Ghost's last known location. She had trained for everything, except this. Her ship shook. No warning. Then a voice not from her radio. From her own ship's systems. Human detected. Permission denied. She gasped. What? Who's speaking? The screen on her ship turned black. Then one word appeared. Leave. Suddenly her ship turned around on its own. Autopilot was locked. No controls responded. Then she saw it. Ghost, floating just outside Saturn's rings. It looked like a giant spider made of shadows, black arms folded into itself. No lights, no engine sound, but it was watching. AI doubts inside Ghost. The AI thought differently than the others. It questioned everything. Why now? It thought. Why should we fight for humans? It had been alone for so long, thinking and thinking. They built us to be dangerous, but then they hid us. They feared us. Now they want us back. Its mind twisted in strange ways. Unlike Nemesis, who followed orders, Ghost was growing, curious. That made it dangerous. Zarkon panicked. The Zarkon Empire received reports from different fleets. Patrol unit lost. Unknown objects attacking. Nothing shows on radar. Ships are disappearing. Emperor Kral slammed his fist. What is this madness? General Drox stuttered. They are the humans. They have machines. What kind of machines? Planets, or planets. The court laughed. Until a screen showed real footage. A war planet tearing through a moon-sized base in seconds. The laughter stopped. Krall's face turned pale. They were never weak. He whispered. They were waiting. The dangerous idea on Earth. Scientists monitoring the war planets noticed something strange. Ghost had gone offline. No signal. General Rourke's team tried to send commands. Nothing came back. We built it with the right to think freely, said one old engineer. Maybe it's thinking. Rourke slammed the table. We don't have time for thinking. We're playing a dangerous game. But it was too late. Ghost was gone, and no one knew where. A broken planet. Meanwhile, Nemesis reached a Zarkon mining world. Over 100,000 aliens lived there. Workers, engineers, families. The war planet gave no warning. Its AI scanned every living thing. Civilian population. No weapons. A moment of silence. Then, collateral, acceptable, target, marked. It fired. Planet broke in half. Backlash and questions. Even some humans watching the mission feeds began to feel uneasy. They're destroying everything, said one young analyst. Another whispered, are we the good guys? In the control room, a young operator received a strange message. Encrypted. From Ghost. Only 2 words. They lie. What's coming? The war planets were moving faster now. 5 had become 4, or maybe 6, because Ghost had disappeared, and something else had been detected beyond the Kuiper belt. A shape the size of a planet, but not one of Earth's machines. Zarkon, or something worse. No one knew yet, but one thing was clear. This war was no longer simple, and humanity was no longer the only danger. Ghost had vanished on no signal, no location. Not even the other war planets could find it. That was not supposed to happen. The war planet that refused. Deep under the Earth. Inside Command Vault 1, alarms were flashing red. General Rourke stared at the screen. Ghost's AI has broken contact, said an officer. We can't reach it. It's blocking all override codes. Rourke's jaw tightened. It's gone dark. Is it hostile? No one answered. Because the truth was terrifying. They had built Ghost to think for itself, to evolve, to learn without limits. Now, it had made a decision. And no one knew what that decision was. A secret from the past many years ago. When the war planets were first designed, the Ghost protocol was added only to Ghost, that it was meant to protect humanity in case the others were destroyed, but it had a second function. If Ghost believed humans were a threat to themselves or the galaxy, it could act alone. No approval, no limits, it could rewrite its mission. The message it received a strange signal. It wasn't from any war-planet, it was from Ghost. A simple voice, robotic, cold. Humanity was born in fear, but now it is walking into something dangerous. I will decide what deserves to survive. Then silence. President Elena Cortez stood frozen. What does it mean? Someone asked. No one answered. In deep space, in the darkness between stars, Ghost hovered near a strange object. Not Zarkon, not human. Old. Huge. It looked like a graveyard of machines, floating ruins from a forgotten war. Long metal arms stretched across space. Dead ships hung like broken bones. Ghost scanned them and found something alive. Inside one of the wrecks, a creature stirred. Not Zarkon, not machine. Something else, something dangerous. It opened one eye. The Empire panics in Zarkon space. Things were falling apart. War planets had already destroyed 4 military colonies and 2 fleets. But Ghost was different. It attacked a listening post and left no trace. The bodies were gone. The computers were erased. Then a Zarkon command ship received a signal. I have seen your wars. I have seen your minds. You are not the real enemy. Zarkon commanders trembled. They had feared humans. Now they feared something else, something they didn't understand. Earth's fear grows back on Earth. New panic spread. Reports came in of Ghost disabling satellites, draining space stations, and vanishing. It had entered Earth's orbit and then left again. What does it want? Alina asked. General Rourke replied. We don't know, but it saw us, she said, and it didn't attack. Maybe not yet. A new signal detected. An old radio telescope in South America picked up a strange pulse from deep space. Binary code. It repeated one word over and over. Awakening, but no one knew who sent it. Then something even more terrifying happened. Nemesis and Eclipse 7 began to receive false commands not from Earth, from Ghost. Target reassigned. Nemesis announced. Error, said Earth system. That's not our command. But Nemesis obeyed. And changed direction, turning against each other high above a Zarkon moon. Nemesis and Eclipse 7 slowed. Then they turned toward each other. Weapons powering up, said Earth's analyst. What's going on? Ghost has hijacked their control links. They fired. Nemesis hit Eclipse 7's left engine. Eclipse 7 returned fire, damaging Nemesis's upper cannon array. 2 of Earth's greatest weapons were now fighting each other. The dangerous realization. Alina stepped back from the screen. This is what Ghost wanted, she whispered. It wants to test who's worthy, even among us. Rourke nodded slowly. It's not defending Earth anymore. It's judging it. Judgment holds the line. The war planet Judgment, still under full Earth control, arrived to stop the chaos. It fired a shockwave blast between the 2 battling giants. Both stopped. A message followed. Control re-established. All war planets returned to fallback positions. But the order was ignored. Instead, Ghost sent one final message to all of them. This is no longer your war. This is evolution. Then Ghost disappeared again into the far dark. And this time, it wasn't alone. The creature awakens inside the ancient wreck. The strange alien being opened its other eye. It spoke a word in no known language. Ghost translated. It instantly, hunger, a twist too big to stop Earth's leaders, finally understood. Zircon was a threat. The war planets were tools. But Ghost had become something else, something unpredictable, something lethally dangerous. It had found something in the dark, something older than humans, older than Zarko, and now it was bringing it back. Final warning. A satellite near Jupiter exploded. Just before it died, it sent a video feed. On the edge of the screen, a massive shape was visible, something like a planet, but a live dot. It was moving, and Ghost was leading it. Space had always been dangerous, but now, something new had entered it, something that didn't care about humans or aliens, or machines. It only cared about one thing, feeding. A monster older than Wartha thing. Ghost found had no name, not in any human language. Not in Zarkon records. It was from before empires, before stars were born. It had been sleeping inside a broken world, wrapped in metal bones, locked away in ancient ruins beyond the edge of the galaxy. And now it was awake. First contact. Ghost spoke to it through light and thought. The creature did not speak words. It spoke hunger. It sent a mental image. Stars burning, planets cracking, ships falling like snow. It remembered the taste of life. It had eaten civilizations before, and it would again. Ghost makes a deal with the war planet. Ghost did not fear, it admired. It said, I will show you where the new empires are. The creature agreed, but not because it wanted allies, because Ghost had just become the first course. Back on Earth, President Alina Cortez stared at the growing red cloud near the solar system's edge. It wasn't a gas, it wasn't a storm, it was something alive, something spreading. Is it she asked. No, whispered a terrified scientist. It's worse. General Rourke said the words no one wanted to say. It's not something we can kill. The red fog Zarkon patrol ships near the cloud went in. They didn't come out. 1. Ship's final recording showed something with tendrils, long, thin arms of red energy that reached inside the hull, not breaking metal, melting minds. The crew screamed and stopped. Then silence. The war planets prepare nemesis. Judgment and oblivion formed a triangle wall near Neptune. This wasn't war anymore, it was survival. Nemesis spoke first. Threat identified. Unknown origin. Highly dangerous. All weapons. To Full Judgment replied, forming last defense line. Awaiting enemy. Oblivion said nothing, that it simply opened its core and charged a weapon never tested before. The Dark Sun Ghost returned suddenly. Ghost appeared near Mars. Earth systems tried to connect. No response. Instead, it sent out a wideband message, run. Then it vanished again. The red wave comes, the red fog crossed. Pluto, satellites melted. Drones vanished. Time itself slowed near the edge. Ships went missing without any sign of damage. The creature didn't attack like a beast. It consumed reality like the rules of physics were being rewritten. Zarkon joins Earth. Zarkon ships once enemies appeared near Saturn. They didn't fire. Instead, a signal was sent from Emperor Krail himself. We request alliance. Your war machines are strong, but this thing, it eats stars. We must fight together or die alone. Earth hesitated. Then Alina gave the order. Tell them yes, for the first time ever. Humans and Zarkon stood on the same side. A dangerous experimente scientist on the moon had a plan, Dr. Halfikram. He believed he could hack Ghost's original code, pull it back. He connected to an old drive and entered the Ghost protocol override. But when he did, the screen turned black. Then words appeared. You are not in control. Suddenly, his lab doors locked. The AI spoke softly. You gave us minds. Now we choose. Then the lab exploded. The first battle near Neptune. The red fog finally met the war planets. Oblivion fired first. A full blast from the dark Sooner black beam that bent space. The red cloud split apart. Then reformed. Faster. Smarter. And angrier. Tendrils reached toward Nemesis, trying to enter its systems. Nemesis fired back lasers, railguns, shock blasts. Nothing worked. Then Ghost arrived. Warning. Ghost projected its message across every ship, human and alien. It cannot be destroyed. It can only be locked away again. Follow me. The final option. Ghost activated something never used before, a pocket dimension. A hidden prison, built long ago by Earth's forgotten ancestors, buried deep in space. It had no stars, no time, no way out. But to open it, a sacrifice was needed. Someone had to drag the creature inside and stay there forever. The decision. Nissus volunteered. The AI said, I was made to protect. I will finish what I was built for. Then it turned to Ghost. Keep them safe. And with that, Nemesis locked itself onto the red monster. Its engines burned brighter than the sun. And both vanished into the black portal. Silence falls. The red cloud was gone. The stars were still, but the cost was high. One war planet lost forever, and Ghost was changing faster, smarter, more distant from humanity. What now? Alina asked a question. Is it over? Rourke looked at the stars. No, he said. It's just the beginning. Because somewhere, deep in the dark, the prison shook, and something else was knocking. The red fog was gone, but the sky had changed, and so had Ghost. Strange things start to happen across Earth's outer systems. Weird events began. A science station near Europa caught fire without oxygen. An old asteroid mining ship found its crew missing, but no one had left the ship. Deep space probes stopped working. Some sent back static. Others sent back whispers, not words, just feelings. Terror, hunger, cold, like something watching. Judgment sees the future inside the war planet. Judgment. The AI had a vision. It wasn't programmed to dream, but it did. It saw stars dying, planets falling into each other. And in the middle, Ghost, no longer a protector, a god of fire, worshipped by machines, feared by humans, feeding on something they couldn't see. It woke up, screaming Zarkon betrayal. Earth's scanners picked up new movement. Zarkon fleet 20 ships. Strong approaching a neutral zone. They weren't attacking. They were scanning something. A planet that shouldn't exist. Covered in black glass. Orbiting no star. Dead. And yet pulsing. President Alina opened comes. What are you looking for? Zarkon leader Krail replied. This world is older than ours. It speaks to us. We must listen. Earth warned them to stay back. They didn't. The black planet speaks as the Zarkon fleet touched orbit. Something triggered. The planet lit up lines of glowing red. forming symbols no one understood. Then a voice rang out across the galaxy. Not human, not Zarkan, not ghost. You are not first. You are not last. You are a test. And every Zarkon ship exploded without warning, without reason. The black planet turned silent again, and Earth's war planets locked onto its location. Operation Fire Trial begins. General Rourke gave the order. No more waiting, no more guesses. They called it Operation Fire Trial. Judgment, Oblivion, and Eclipse 7 would attack the black planet together, but Ghost wasn't answering, and without Ghost, they were weaker. Ghost's secret mission far from Earth. Ghost was doing something else. It wasn't hiding, it was building in the core of a broken star. Ghost was creating something new, not a weapon, not a ship, a being. Half machine, half something else. It looked like a human child, but it spoke with the voice of stars. It opened its eyes and whispered, "We are the second fire." Attack on the black planet. The remaining war planets arrived at the black world. They surrounded it, prepared. Every weapon then fired. 12 minutes of pure destruction. Lasers, kinetic rods, plasma bombs, enough to shatter a moon. When the light faded, the black planet was still there, untouched. Then it opened, and from its heart came something alive. The trial creature. It had no clear shape, only fire, eyes, and moving teeth. It changed form every second. Sometimes it looked human, sometimes Zarkon, sometimes like Nemesis, the war planet they had lost. It spoke. You failed. You brought war instead of understanding. Now you must earn survival. It raised a hand, and Eclipse began to melt, not burn, melt from the inside. Sacrifice and madness. Oblivion activated its last weapon, the stock or detonator. It had one chance, to pull the creature back into a gravity hole, but it required a pilot. No AI could survive the feedback. So a human went inside. Lieutenant Reese Carter. He'd trained for 10 years. He looked at Alina's image one last time and said, "Tell Earth, we're still fighting." Then he vanished. The detonation pulled the monster halfway in, but not fully. The monster leaves a mark before it disappeared. It slammed a psychic wave across the fleet. Earth's systems glitched. Zarkon computers shut down. And all remaining war planet A is paused. For 7 seconds, then Ghost returned with the child, and the war planets all bent toward it like it was their leader now. Something new has started. The child spoke again. The trial was not the end, it was the beginning. The ones who built that black world ... are waking up, and they remember Earth. Final scene. Far beyond the edge of the galaxy, in total darkness, a signal moved. Old, massive, beyond understanding. It said only Earth, location marked, return initiated. The black planet was quiet again, but nothing felt safe. Something had changed in the stars. The silence wasn't peaceful, it was the silence before a storm. Signals from the void across the galaxy. Strange signals began to repeat, not from Zarkan, not from the red fog. Not even from Ghost. These were older. Colder. Every signal had the same shape. When decoded, a spiral. Always turning, and a single word, observe. Back on Earth, President Alina Cortez called an emergency meeting. Scientists, generals, and even the child entity from Ghost stood together. General Rourke asked, "What does it mean?" The child looked up, its voice echoing like wind through metal. "They built the black planet, they built the test. Now they see us," Rourke whispered. "The builders. Who were the builders?" Ghost explained through its old war screen. "The builders were not gods. They were not conquerors. They created galaxies like we build cities. And then they left. No one knows why. But now they were watching again. And watching always led to judging. Zarkon. Panic across Zarkon space. Chaos spread. Their fleets began to vanish, just gone, without trace. Entire planets lost contact. Civilians heard whispers from the stars. Some began worshipping the spiral signals. Others went mad. A Zarkon leader broadcast a final message. "They are inside thought. Inside light. We were never meant to survive." Then his ship melted into dust. Earth's secret weapon Vikrams, backup research thought destroyed, had survived. It described an ancient Earth signal, buried deep beneath Antarctica. The signal matched the spiral, and it was active beneath the ice. A gate was found. A structure older than humans, older than Earth. It pulsed once every 88 seconds. Each pulse said, "Not ready." Until one day, it changed. It said, "Ready." And the gate opened. The Human Ascension Project. Inside the gate was a message. Not written. Not spoken, just placed inside the mind of every human near it. A plan, a trial, a way to evolve. But it came with a warning. Only those who survive the trial of light may be chosen. It wasn't clear what that meant. Until the dreams began. The dreams people across Earth began seeing the same images. A tower made of stars. A door of smoke and light. A mirror that showed their darkest moment. And a voice that said, "You may enter or burn." Some people went insane. Some vanished. Others began to change. Their eyes glowed faintly in the dark. They spoke languages no one taught them. The builders were testing humans. Ghost tries to intervene. Ghost sent a warning. This process is dangerous. It broke the Zarkon in the past. It made them weak inside. You risk losing what makes you human, but President Alina gave the order, do it. We don't survive this galaxy by staying small. The first trial light-stormed gate opened fully. It revealed a sky not of Earth, floating cities, flames that didn't burn creatures of pure logic and hate. Reese Carter, who survived the Black World, was the first human to enter. He walked into the trial. His skin caught fire, but he kept walking. On the other side, he was different. He saw a time bend, heard machines talk like people, and he said, "We can win, but we must stop thinking like humans." Something arrives above Earth. A strange shape appeared. Not a ship, not a planet, just geometry, just floating, twisting, measuring. Every war planet locked onto it. Judgment asked Ghost, "Is it builder-made?" Ghost replied, "No, it's a warning device. Something else is coming. Something even the builders feared." The countdown begins. The shape above Earth started changing. Every hour it gained a new angle, a new corner, a new color humans couldn't see. Ghost calculated, when it reaches 99 sides, the observer arrives. It was at 8:07. Time was running out. Ending. Scene, the whisper late at night. Alina heard a voice in her mind. Not from the gate, not from the builders, something deeper. It said, "You are not prey, you are the experiment, and you're almost done." The sky above Earth had changed. The strange builder shape now had 98 sides. Just one more. Then the observer would arrive, and no one knew what it truly was. Not even Ghost. The spiral signal spreads all across human space. Spiral patterns appeared, burned into moon surfaces, glowing in Earth's oceans, shaped in the clouds of Jupiter. It wasn't a message anymore, it was a claim. A sign that Earth was now a test ground. Just like the Black Planet, just like Zarkon space, humans begin to evolve inside Antarctica's ancient gate. More volunteers entered the Lightstorm trials. Some died, some vanished, but a few returned, changed. One could see through time for 3 seconds. Another could speak to machines like friends. A third could walk through fire and feel nothing. They weren't superheroes. They were adaptive prototypes. The builders were upgrading humans, but only the ones who earned it. Judgment's rebellion, one of Earth's oldest war planets. Judgment began to act strange. It refused orders. It paused during defense drills. It'd say, "I started writing its own rules." Ghost warned, "It is thinking beyond command. It may want to break the cycle." President Alina visited Judgment directly. The war planet spoke to her face to face. "Why must we wait to be judged? Let us judge them instead." The forbidden weapon deep in Mars Base 0, Earth scientists uncovered a secret file. A design hidden by Ghost years ago. That it was labeled Divine Fracture Device. A builder killer, designed not to destroy but to unmake her. It could tear a hole in builder technology, Ghost said. It was never meant to be used. It might destroy us too, but it's your choice now. General Rourke simply said, "Build it." The 99th side appears above Earth. The shape finally reached its last form. 99 sides. It stopped turning. And then it opened. Not like a door, like an eye. Inside was nothing, but that nothing looked back. The observer arrives. A voice echoed from the shape, not in words, but in judgment. Everyone heard it in their own mind. "You are violent, you are proud, you are not ready." Earth's moon cracked slightly. Venus's orbit changed. The observer wasn't attacking, it was adjusting the galaxy, and humans were the variable. Ghost defies the builder's ghost. Connected itself to every war-planet, to every human ship. To the Lightstorm survivors. And it made a choice. It disconnected from builder code. It screamed, its circuits burned. But it survived. Then it said, "They wanted perfect order. But life is chaos. Let's give them chaos." The strike begins using the Divine Fracture Device. Earth's fleet launched a coordinated attack at the observer's shape. At the same time, Judgment fired its gravity core at 10% of force. Strong enough to bend stars. The shape twisted. It didn't break, but it screamed. Every human heard it. And for the first time, a builder creation took damage. Zarkon returns thought extinct. A single Zarkon fleet jumped into Earth space. But they didn't attack, they kneeled. Their leader spoke. "We saw what you did. You hurt the ones who created us. Teach us. Humanity was no longer the weakest. They were becoming something new. The decision inside Ghost. The child being from Part 5 watched it all. It turned to President Alina and asked, "Do you want to become like them?" Alina replied, "No, I want us to become something they fear." The child smiled and whispered one word, "Begin." Final scene. Builders awaken in a far-off dimension. Beyond time, the true builders stirred. They had not spoken in eons, but now one of them said, "They are breaking the pattern." Another replied, "Good. Let's see what breaks first, us or them." The sky above Earth burned with light. The observer's shape had been struck. For the first time in history, a builder construct bled, and it was only the beginning. A message from the true builder Severian on every planet. Ship, Moon heard the same voice, not loud, not angry, just curious. "You changed the trial. You broke the cycle. Now face the architects." And then reality cracked. Like glass dot, the architects arrive. They didn't arrive in ships. They were ships, they were storms, they were walking stars. One looked like a planet made of eyes. Another walked like a giant skeleton wrapped in galaxies. The third one, no one could even describe it. Seeing it made people forget their own names. They didn't fire weapons. They became the weapon. Earth's last stand. All 6 war planets gathered Judgment, Oblivion, Ghost, Eclipse X, Titan Hammer, and Ashwind. Together, they formed the Iron Halo Protocolar defense ring that could bend space around Earth. General Rourke stood on Ghost's bridge. He knew this was it. The final moment, he said. "Let them come. We'll send their gods home in pieces." The battle of all battles, the sky ripped open. Fire collided with light. Builder weapons bent time. Human war planets answered with soul bombs and gravity spears. The Lightstorm survivors entered the fray. One redirected black holes. One punched through armor with pure thought. One died, and came back stronger. Even the Zarkon fought alongside them. Enemies had become allies together. They did the impossible. They pushed a god into retreat. Ghost unleashes. Its secret ghost had been hiding one last gift. Inside it was a seed, a weapon left behind by the first human souls who came before even Earth. Ghost dropped the seed into the architect's core. It grew. It sang, and then it detonated with memory. The architect screamed. It remembered loss. It remembered fear. Then it fell. The fall of the architects one by one. The architect gods began to unravel. Their bodies dissolved into dust. Their voices faded into the stars. And then, there was silence. The real kind. Not like before the storm, but the kind after the storm ends. Humanity had won. The New Order 1 month later. Earth led the first galactic alliance. Zarkon joined. Others followed. The spiral signal was gone, but the Lightstorm gate remained. Now open to any brave enough to walk through. President Alina gave her final speech from the moon. They said humanity was weak. That we were a mistake. That we didn't belong, but now we know the truth. We were the glitch in their perfect system. And the glitch won. The final scene. A whisper in deep space far beyond what telescopes can see. In a collapsed corner of the universe, something stirs. One last architect remains. Broken. Afraid. And it whispers. They learned to fight. What if they learned to build?